Anyway, back to the stream. Obviously here. And, sorry I had to cut out my last one. But, obviously, we had some technical issues. Now, those seem to have gone away anyway. I've managed to hopefully resolve them. Anyway, the King Nade MK is on a lap. He's currently sat top, followed by Calamity T5 and Lil Sus, who's currently third. Quee Killers is in fourth, and new guy Mitchell HD Gamer is currently fifth. Championship leader currently still in the pits, hasn't set a time, and someone's off. It's Smurfing69. He seems to have lost the car and got a good bit of wing damage for good measure, so that's going to bring out a yellow flag. Got to be a bit careful how he rejoins the track here, because obviously there is an Alfa Romeo. He stays though well clear out the way as the Alfa Romeo of Quee Killers flies past. Is Quee Killers on a lap? Let's have a look. Let's start getting some of these details up then here. He does look to be on a lap, and not sure what his first sector time was. Roughly a good first sector around here, probably around a 1:15, I would have thought. As let's see what he can do in this middle sector. Probably looking for around 57 seconds to a minute, something like this. We'll soon see. 55, so I'm probably a bit wrong. And he's 4 tenths up on his best lap, I believe. And he's done the fastest middle sector. So this is going to be a good lap for Quee Killers here then, who is looking to improve then here. Can he go top of the timings? Yes, he can, and he does a 1:14.9 then, and that's the fastest lap of them all. So yeah. Anyway, so the King Nade MNK, also on a good lap here, only 16 thousandths of a second down on his best, I believe. Will this be an improvement? It is an improvement. So close to going top, only missing out by a small margin. Who else is on a flying lap then? So we've got Mitchell Gamer. He's up also. Done the fastest first sector. So a little bit down in the middle sector. In fact, not just a little bit, but quite a bit actually. But he has invalidated the lap, hence it showed up red. Now, can he get in the party? He's on those medium tyres. He's done 3 laps already on those. 2 tenths up in that first sector, so a very good first sector. Must have had a really good toe down that main straight, or down one of the straights, possibly. Can he now just hook up this middle sector and then find the car in that final sector? As pretty good, looking very neat and tidy through that middle part of the lap, and 4 tenths up, even though 57 point something, so that's probably not going to be good enough. So 4 tenths up, not on the best lap, 4 tenths up on his own lap here, I think. Still, it's going to be an improvement. How much of an improvement will it be? It's 4 tenths, so enough to stay P8, but he's on the mediums. Let's not forget this. As Mason now coming out on the track. He hasn't actually raced for a long time in some of these races. Jim Strav doesn't usually do, by the way, qualifying. He usually likes to start his races from the back. Whether or not that's going to be the same case today, will ring true today, well, we'll have to wait and see. But Ambu Mason's on a now flyer, he should be. There is a car behind him, I believe, also on of Mason and Soul Swipers. Soul Swipers currently has done a better lap of the 2 Red Bulls. The King Brigade, the King Nade MK and MNK has gone faster, even more. It's now down to a 1:14.856. Anyway, here comes Red Bull. So down into turn 1 we go. 8th gear, up to 207 miles per hour. Hit braking zone, around the 100-meter board. Turn the car in, down to 3rd gear. Now just hop, skip, and across. Then find the exit nicely on the power. Keep it nice and smooth. So Mason, 2/10 up on his best lap time here. Now through the middle sector. Now it's all about hooking up, finding a nice rhythm through here. As you then exit the final turn out of this hander, open up the DRS again. Then brake into the stadium section, down to 3rd, looking like a very smooth lap this one. It's going to be a good improvement for Mason. And across the line, it's a good improvement, not a position worth improvement. Anyway, what can his teammate do who's behind him, who's on a fresh set of the medium tyres? And that would be invalidated, so yeah. He's on an invalidation lap. Ferrari's on an out lap. So Mitchell, he currently sits in 5th. And Lil Sus goes top with a 1:14.846. So that's a good lap from Mitchell, from Lil, sorry, who's a Haas driver. No Josh Stead either tonight. They were actually very good. Lil was actually probably the better of the 2 Haas drivers in, in obviously the last race, USA. However, got a bit unlucky. If he can perform like he did in the USA tonight, well, he'll certainly be strong. So Big Shrek here, then on a lap. He's also on the mediums. A lot of these lads are on the mediums tonight. Obviously, probably thinking that's the way to go. Even though, would you want to be on the mediums? Personally, I wouldn't. No offence to anyone. I think, you know, being in the mediums is a bit of an odd strategy choice, but it is what it is. They're choosing their strategies, not me. And plenty of laps here from Lil, 5 laps so far in the session. So he's certainly fueled very heavy, or he's, you know, come in and not changed his tyres as he comes into the pits now, probably for a set of the softs. Maybe to take off some fuel. So Mitchell heading out again, is he? Someone was heading out. As Genis VL on hopefully a good lap here. Well, he's 4/10 up on his best, and I believe that's the fastest. Also middle sector he's done. Car number 14. Can he go to the top of the timings? Sliding a little bit in the Ferrari. Ferrari does have that sort of trait. Ultimately opens up the car at the final corner and does go fastest, almost by a whole 10th ahead of his rival Lil. So that was a very good lap from Genis. Now will this prompt Jim Strav to come out? Because Genis is a very fast driver, obviously, in comparison to some. I'm not going to say who, but he is a very fast driver in my opinion. Anyway, the King Negade has retired from the session, as currently on these last laps. So, Scooter Clem 10, what can he do then here as he crosses the line down into turn 1? brakes, gets car turning quite nicely. Now just a small hop and a skip across the bumps. Gone out wide. Is that going to invalidate his lap? No, it won't. But obviously he's going to lose a bit of time. He doesn't want to do that in any other part of the lap because it could invalidate his time, of course. As he now goes through this middle part, about hooking up Max Hector. I think he may have aborted this lap potentially. I'm not really too sure. We'll soon find out. It isn't a great lap anyway, by the looks of it. I don't think it'll be for pole, but we'll soon find out. And yeah, he is quite far down in this middle sector, 7/10. So yeah, that's quite a bit down, and I think that's on his own lap. So 7/10 down on his own best. That's quite a lot. So around the final corner, will he go again? He's got quite a lot of his battery pack left anyway, 74%. So he's got enough to go again. And 6/10 down, no improvement for for Scooter. Then what about Simon? What can he do then on his final lap? Opens up the car. 7/10 up into 8. Now braking. Get the car slowed down. All about getting it now just turned. It's all about the rotation of this part of the track is really just making sure you have a good car for that rotation. Then you come into this middle part of the lap where it's all about quite the opposite of rotation, about, you know, carrying that speed, finding the flow, and yeah, that lap's certainly not going to be a improvement here either. The session has hit 0, so Calamy obviously looks like the final one. He could improve. Lil isn't going faster, so Calamy is the guy with the final hope. How's his first sector looking? Good. His second sector, the best of anyone so far we've had. This could be the pole position lap if he can keep it hooked through this final part of the lap. Looks alright, don't look great, don't look bad. Out of the final corner, will Calamy get pole? Across the line? No, not quite. Seemed like there was a car spun out. 14.9 for Calamy. That will not be enough, but very close between those 6, our top 6, Janice, Lil, Thing, King, Mitchell, Killers and Calamy. So we're about to go racing then in Mexico. So, lights out and away we go then for round number 8. And good start by Genis VL, who heads them down into turn 1 with a formation lap. Aren't they? Yeah. Oh well, not going to commentate on the formation lap. Can't be honest. Sorry about that, guys. Bit stupid, whoever put on a formation lap. That's just long. We've already got 36 laps. Little Sauce has just crashed out. Still. Could be worse. So. So, here we go then. 5 red lights. When they come on, obviously. So, 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. So, a good start by the Haas driver, but also equally matched by Genis VL and the Renault of Mitchell getting in there on the background, who's going to have the inside line. Hopefully Genis VL will recognise this potentially, as it's Lil who takes the lead into turn 1, but Lil's gone awfully wide through there and is somewhat ghosting through them all. So Genis VL will obviously then be the one who is in third, followed by Mitchell in second and Lil in first, as Lil seems to have some connection issues. Could be my end though. I doubt it though, because everyone else seems to be quite fine on my screen. Just Lil's flip-flopping everywhere. Ultimately, so there's obviously predicted pit stop strategy. So if you're on the softs, talking soft, medium, or obviously soft, medium, and hards, obviously for those guys. Anyway, here is the tyres are all on. And yeah, just some graphic datas. So Lil Sus leads the way by 0.8 of a second, so then a good opening lap for the Haas driver, followed by the Renault of Mitchell, and then Genis in third. Hang on a sec, Quick Killers seems to have got past. I think Genis has come in, potentially. What's going on here? Genis is losing a lot of positions down this main straight. He's already down to 9th. I'm not sure what's gone on. I think he has ghosted or disconnected potentially. I'm gonna try and re-invite him, as yeah, might as well. We'll send him an invite here. I know he hasn't asked for one, but I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Let's send him an invite if we can. How do we... I actually don't know, so I can't actually send. So Genis VL back up to 4th though. Anyway, that don't matter. So if he's back up to 4th, well, clearly whatever's gone on may have fixed itself then. So we're not going to worry then too much about Genis, who's... So yeah, it does look like he's back in this race. And gaining already, our race leader has got a penalty already. How big of a penalty is that? 3 seconds, so not a great penalty, but, you know, could be worse. As Quee Killers then falling off here. 4 seconds already behind our race leaders. And Jim Strav down, well, he's already up to 6th. However, has started on the medium tyres, so we have to watch for him probably later on in this race, as he'll certainly no doubt come through the field. Anyway, this is where the battle is mainly at. It's between these two, Janice and obviously Mitchell here for the battle for second place currently, and probably one of the more crucial battles for Janice today. Obviously, he hasn't got to rush to get past the Renault driver, but I'm sure he would like to sooner rather than later so he can chase after the Haas. Obviously, through this section, this is where Janice will be losing a lot of time, be hurting his tyres obviously a little bit more than the car in front. As Mitchell then probably is going to get overtaken here down the main straight, I suspect, as Janice will get the DRS. So it should be quite a simple pass for second place, as Lil Sus does the fastest lap with a 1:19.1. So that is good pace. And here comes Janice then. Here comes the Ferrari on the Renault. And yeah, easy pass for Janice, the Ferrari driver. And not only now will he gain time on that straight, but also gain time, or he could gain time also on this next straight here, because he will get a double shot of DRS effectively. So yeah, opens up that DRS again, and this is obviously going to be so beneficial to the Ferrari driver, who's basically gaining more time on the next straight effectively. So that's certainly, so let's now see what his pace is like in the free air. Right, any battles going on? Well, there is a bit of a battle here between Ambu Mason, Bakeroid and Big Shrek, who's on the hards currently. Obviously, looks like the Red Bull potentially got past, obviously, the Red Bull. Yeah, sorry, the Red Bull got past the McLaren. What am I saying? I don't really know half the time. Anyway, and yellow flag up ahead. Seems like someone's lost it potentially. It does seem like it's this area. Not sure who it's for. It's where the Renault's at, or where one of these. Not really sure. Well, I'm not going to worry. Can't really see whether the yellow flag. And it's Yeoman Smurf. Oh, he's in the way. Janice VL looks like he's probably gained the most, as the gap is now 1.4 seconds between the two cars. Then here. So, back to racing at the front. As we will go back, Ambu Mason's gained also quite a bit through this safety car, virtual safety car. He's gained almost 3 seconds on his rival, Big Shrek, then, who currently running in P8 Academy 5, yeah, Academy T5. Wasn't he running at the front though? Potentially, I'm getting a bit confused. Maybe them two had a collision. I'm not too sure. Still, let's not assume. Then lap 6, and obviously then, well, battle is going to start hotting up soon at the front, so we'll go back and see if there's any other battles going on. Quee Killers being caught by Jim Strav, who's at now only 8.6 seconds behind. So yeah, Jim Strav again looking very good here in the Alfa Romeo. Then obviously, as that gap now between our leaders is now roughly a half a second. The only problem is connectivity issues. That could be a bit of a problem here for Janice, because ultimately he's got the pace, there's no question in that. Janice is flying, but it does look like connectivity could be a bit of a problem. And Janice looks fine, but it does look like, you know, Lil does have connectivity issues. His car seems to be all over the place, ultimately, and that could be problematic, potentially. That is properly bad, to be honest. So Janice goes to the outside, as little contact between the two, and another yellow flag. It's back here. Soul Swipers, I think, is out. I can't actually see what's gone on. TV Pod, yes, he's out. He is gone. Looks like he's hit the wall. And yeah, as the leaders come round, disqualified from the session, so he's gone. As our leaders then riding on board with Jim Strat and with Janice. Soul Swipers then is out and disqualified as fourth. Lil Sus went very wide there, but he didn't. Again, just showing you how bad his connectivity is. If you're not, you know, right now you'd be a scared man if you were Janice to overtake the Haas driver, obviously here. And yeah, that looks quite scary ultimately to overtake that Haas. So here comes Janice. Can he make a move? No, not quite, but down the inside he goes. Obviously, Janice has got past. He's found a way past the Haas driver, who does seem to have some connectivity issues. And that is now Janice up into the lead of this race. Quick Killers then, also looking quite nice here. Potential podium on for him, possibly. We could see here, if we're lucky for him. The King Negade, Thinking Negade, MNK, currently sat in 5th and picked up a 3-second time penalty as we rode on board. As here's Jim Strav then. And you gotta admire this guy who, Jim Strav, you know, he's a very good driver. Ultimately, as Janice VL's already got that gap up to 1.8. Be quite crucial actually in terms of the gap between the drivers, because ultimately, especially between now what Janice VL can do as he's in the lead of this race, as a little sus falling down the order, and that's because he's pit. As here comes Jim Strav, opens up the DRS, nice and simple overtake, then down into turn 1, easy as pie, and that is him up into 4th, the top 4 then. Squee Killers picks up his teammate, a 3-second penalty. So, obviously, now be interesting to see when some of these people do pit. Obviously, how long do they go? That is ultimately the question. Obviously, you need around 20 seconds to make a stop here. Obviously, the race leader would have that, just about, ultimately. Maybe not. Maybe he wouldn't. That gap's now down to 16.7. I'm not sure how reliant these gaps are tonight. Really not. Anyway, so we'll go on back on the broadcast. So Janice VL has decided he wants to come in, so in he comes. And Simon's retired. Simon, where is Simon? Simon, well, has crashed out, or well, he's retired from the session. Jim Struck currently coming into that part of the track anyway, so we may see what seems to have happened here. Let's have a look. And yeah, we can see his car's off there to the right, so it looked like he's really spun that one. I mean, you really have to give it a big boot of Wellington to really, you know, spin it there, in my opinion. So, update, another virtual safety car, and yeah, obviously Janice has come out behind Lil. Not great for his race. Should he have waited really for, well, I guess he would have known, and even if he did, ultimately. Anyway, we're back on the green flags and gone racing again here then in Mexico City, as then Janice leads away. Current gap now is 13.3 seconds. Now, Jim Strav, you expect to go longer on those mediums, probably to lap 17 or something, I would have thought. Possibly even longer than that, potentially. Still. So obviously Genis now currently up to second then here. 10.8 seconds now is the lead for Jim Strav.